the Director of Mauritius Meteorological Services, the permanent representative of WMO in Mauritius, the representative of the Prime Minister's Office, Mr. Dunbar, who is wearing quite a lot of hats today, the Deputy Director of Mauritius Meteorological Services, Mr. Manga. I find somewhere the chair of Severe Weather Demonstration Project of WMO, Mr. Gulo, eminent martyrs of media family, meteorologists, technician both electronic and meteorological, the senior human resource officer and his personnel, starting from officers, non-officers, senior officers, attendants, general workers, drivers, watchmen, the finance operation CAD, and the procurement CAD. I hope I didn't miss anybody. And those whom I missed, they must be the untouchables. So we categorize them as the most eminent part of this family. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been given the responsibility to welcome you on the occasion of this great annual event, the World Meteorological Day. This meteorological family that we have formed in Mauritius and beyond is a great show of scientific unity. It is the only UN body which preaches unity in spite of everything. You guys, you're coming from different backgrounds, different race, culture, tradition, geographic locations, and also speaking different languages. You put your differences together to strive for the safety of life and property of your countrymen and the humanity at large. This has been your target and aim since years, decades, and even over centuries. The ways and means have significantly evolved, but your craziness to provide meteorological protection against natural hazards is still very much present in one and all. During any meteorological hazard, I have witnessed it. You leave your family at the mercy and wrath of nature to rush to the meteorological office to provide the necessary support and information to help mitigate the impacts of the adverse weather condition. And you do it through issuance of timely and precise warning bulletins. But ladies and gentlemen, by doing so, it happens that sometimes you overdo and sometimes we underdo. This is an extraordinary platform for you to convey your achievements and your limitation. And I'm sure the media present will surely vehicle the information which you will provide to the public and the user community. My colleague, Mr. Danpat, will talk a bit more on that. I don't want to go more on this. Let me give you an aperçu of what we are going to do today for the rest of the day. Shortly afterward, I will call on my colleague, Mr. Danpat, to do the opening address, after which you will have a guided tour of all the tableaus that we have prepared for you. And to end this day, a light refreshment will be served at the entrance, at the exit rather, instead of entrance, at the exit of the exhibition. I would like to seize this opportunity to thank all of you who have directly or indirectly contributed to make this exhibition a real success. And now I'll have the pleasure to call on Mr. Lampard for his opening address. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome to the Met Office, and thank you, Deputy Director Bibijon, for your kind words and also for your philosophical approach. It gives me great pleasure to be amongst you this afternoon, at the Met Services headquarters on this special occasion of the World Meteorological Day celebration. Well, every year on 23rd of March, the World Meteorological Organization and the international meteorological community celebrate World Meteorological Day, commonly known as WMD, commemorating the coming into force in 1950 of the WMO Convention. The new organization became a specialized agency of the United Nations system as early as 1951. By 1972, WMO began to expand its original mandate and in meteorology and climate to include a number of environmental issues. World Meteorological Day is celebrated since March 1960. I'll just give you a summary of what I'm talking so that you won't have any difficulty for reporting. The WMD celebration has traditionally focused each year on selected key subjects. The theme adopted by the WMO Executive Council for 2013 is Watching Weather to Protect Life and Property, with a subtitle, 50 Years of World Weather Watch, in particular to illustrate the benefits provided by weather, climate, and water information to different socioeconomic sectors. Soon after the launch of the first weather satellite in 1960, the UN General Assembly requested WMO to provide a report on the potential of weather satellites. A working group led by the United States and the then USSR and other several countries produced a report that led WMO to launch the World Weather Watch program in 1963. This system for collecting, analyzing, and distributing weather and other environmental information became the backbone of other WMO programs. The growing impact of weather extremes cannot be ignored. Over the last 30 years, natural disasters took the lives of over 2 million people and produced economic losses estimated at over 1.5 trillion US dollars. Almost 90% of such disasters, more than 70% of casualties and almost 80% of the economic losses were caused by weather, climate, or water-related hazards, such as tropical cyclones, storm surges, heat waves, droughts, floods, or related disease epidemics. The World Weather Watch has played an essential role in this effort and is a landmark in global cooperation. It combines observing systems, telecommunication facilities, and data processing forecasting centers to make available meteorological and environmental information needed to allow real-time exchange of information to provide efficient services in all countries. With the expansion and needs of weather and climate services, with spectacular scientific and technical advances today, the World Weather Watch lies at the heart of many programs of both WMO and other agencies. Such a theme is especially appropriate when communities around the world are striving to achieve the United Nations Millennium Development Goals. As you are aware, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which WMO created, has been successfully co-sponsored with UNEP since 1988, and which at the end of 2007 received the prestigious Nobel Prize, has unequivocally demonstrated that some human activities are contributing to the warming of the climate system and have effects on our natural environment, such as increases in global air temperature, ocean temperatures, widespread melting of snow and ice, rising global average sea levels. This is an issue that the UN Secretary General has characterized as the defining challenge of our era. Please recall that the Meteorological Congress also unanimously agreed to launch in 2012 the Global Framework of Climate Services, the GFCS. Disaster risk reduction has been for years a high WMO priority, and it continues to be so, especially since vulnerable communities around the globe are struggling to increase their effectiveness in preventing or mitigating natural disasters. The provision of weather, climate, water-related information is also needed to support several vital socioeconomic activities like agriculture, health, transport, energy generation, and water resources management, of which all have the potential to provide considerable development benefits through a relatively moderate investment. Furthermore, WMO has continued to stress that small island developing states and other vulnerable developing countries should be increasingly empowered to use early warning systems to safeguard their fragile sustainable development, as well as environment and global climate. Therefore, the theme for the World Meteorological Day 2013 is particularly appropriate for all WMO members, a key opportunity to illustrate some of the most significant benefits which can be derived from weather and climate predictions. Allow me to recall that the year 2011, in the statement by WMO on the status of the climate, clearly underscores the continuing changes in our climate. The warmest years on record have all occurred since 1997, and global temperatures in 2011 were higher than any previous La Nina year, an event which usually has a cooling influence. The Secretary General of the WMO, Michel Jarraud, is confident that the theme of the World Meteorological Day will contribute to further engage all WMO members and partners at the highest level in these key initiatives, and so congratulates them most sincerely on the occasion of the World Meteorological Day 2013. Well, for Mauritius, although we are a very small department, we have always performed our tasks allocated to us, and I'm confident that we'll put together all our efforts to review mechanisms which would lead to improvement and innovation. We should be ready to face new initiatives and try our best to adapt to changes. Under recommendation of WMO, the staff of this office has worked hard to achieve the ISO certification since December 2008, which is a prerequisite for measuring performance in the department and services delivered to all stakeholders, local and international. In Mauritius, communication of weather information to stakeholders is being continuously delivered to our level best. I'm also proud to say that we do get compliments from members of the public who appreciate our difficult tasks that we perform. It is therefore appropriate to pay tribute to all those involved in meteorology on this special occasion. I hereby congratulate all staff members for their contribution and participation on the occasion of the World Meteorological Day and for their dedication to meteorology. I will now just invite you to a guided tour on the yard on the playground, where we have made arrangements for an exhibition that will be held tomorrow, whole day, 9 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 4 in the afternoon. So I would request media, journalists to publicize the event, even today, if you can, in your paper for tomorrow morning, so that the public would know that there is an open day exhibition being held at the Met Surfaces, and that they should come on full. We have made arrangements. There's a lot of space on the ground, and that will last for tomorrow and Saturday, 9 to 4. So I thank you for coming to the office in quite this rainy day, and invite you to visit the exhibition